Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here,
Yeah, AdvBlueDude.
and welcome to Nuts and Bolts, the show where we dive into amusement parks from the other side of the Disney pond. Oh, you're chipper, Adventure Blue Dude.
I try.
Oh yes, oh yes. We literally just had an hour-long conversation about nothing before we went on air. It was fucking glorious.
Oh, it was great.
And we decided we're gonna just do a podcast where we just go on air and just rant and just see what
Not now,
happens.
though.
But that's not tonight. But that's not
Not now,
tonight. Not now. No, not now.
Don't press those X buttons yet, or download. Common saying, "Fuck you, get wrecked."
Oh god. Oh
Don't
god.
go doing any of that.
Okay, so yeah, over the past few weeks, nuts and bolts, we've been covering all the major goings on in theme parks. Shit, you know what you're gonna miss on your little trip that you're going on? You're gonna miss the opening of Gringotts.
I am.
So that's unfortunate. But
It's okay. I'll be
maybe
back
Blue
and we'll
Dragon
have.
5 can actually join us for that.
Oh yeah.
Because considering he has dragon is his name and everything, and there's a big dragon out over the entrance, it seems only appropriate.
Obviously, they must be related.
Oh god, but yeah, the Thunderbolt. This is a new coaster that has popped up at Coney Island recently, and yeah, it's kind of, I don't know, it's not really as major of a news story as something like Wizard World of Harry Potter, of course, but I still think it's really interesting. I think I don't know, it's designed by Zepparella. You and me, we both kind of swore it was a Eurofighter.
Yeah.
And we were
But it's
obviously
not.
no. It's
Zamperla, a knockoff Eurofighter. Even though it's not a Eurofighter at all, it has 3 rows of 3. So,
I know for a fact that we called it a Eurofighter on the
Yeah.
coaster cast that we did, so that's unfortunate. But oh well,
like
what are you gonna do?
Eurofighter.
I mean, it looks just like a Eurofighter though.
yeah, it does. It does.
It's ridiculous. It's got like the vertical lift hill. It's got the compact design. It's crazy. So yeah, so the Thunderbolt is, how do you pronounce it?
What do you mean?
The company that designed it?
Zamperla.
Zapparella, yeah.
Zamperla.
It just always reminds me of a local all-chick Led Zeppelin cover band in my area called Zepparella. Oh god. Yeah, this actually took the place of an original Coney Island landmark. I believe the original Thunderbolt dated back until 1925.
Yeah.
And lasted all the way until 2000 when it was dismantled.
Yep.
And so for this stretch of about a decade and a half, Coney Island's only had the Cyclone as its one major coaster.
Well, I mean,
But
even
now-
before that, too, because Thunderbolt
What?
was kind of closed and dilapidated for a while before it was taken down.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay, so yeah, so really, Coney Island hasn't had a coaster to complement Thunderbolt. I mean, unless you count like fucking Wacky Worm and shit like that.
Yeah.
Oh god. You gotta love whenever theme park review goes on a Wacky Worm, they always have so much enthusiasm for it.
Yeah.
We're going on a Wacky Worm! Alright, time to get wacky! Oh god. But yeah, so I just think it's really nice that you know, we have the Coney Island Cyclone, which is of course arguably the most famous roller coaster in the world, would you say?
Not even arguably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
It's like the classic boardwalk ride.
right, as much as I love my Giant Dipper in Santa Cruz, and I don't know. I'm pretty sure that the Giant Dipper probably offers the better ride experience just based on maintenance reports that I've heard. I've heard Cyclone is a relatively rough ride, which is understandable for a ride that old. All I'm saying is that the Giant Dipper at Santa Cruz Boardwalk, which is really the only wooden roller coaster that can rival the Cyclone in terms of age, that thing is just so well maintained that it's ridiculous. It's like that park just it's they literally have someone walk the track every single hour looking for stuff. So it's like um yeah, I don't know, but Coney Island, it's like it's got this really weird setup to it, don't you think, where it's like two parks?
Yeah.
We've got
Well, I mean, it wasn't always like that, but yeah.
yeah, but now it's bizarre. It's
Yeah.
especially because it's like I'm so used to the Santa Cruz boardwalk. I mean, it's like, but we've got the Dino's Wonder Wheel Park, which is really strange to me because it basically only has the Wonder Wheel and that's it. I mean, it's got a few like kiddie rides. It's got like, oh, look at this fucking big trucks, boats, Dizzy Dragon, Free Fall, Flying Elephants, Jumping Motorcycles, Mini Pirate Ship, Pony Carts. Of course, the pony carts. Can't live without the fucking pony carts. But then on the other end of Coney Island, you've got obviously the much more robust Luna Park. Holy crap. Yeah, this is where both the Cyclone and the Thunderbolt reside. But with that in mind, do you want to get into some of the specs about Thunderbolt?
Sure.
So it's about 200 feet long. I actually believe it sets a record for being
tall or long?
2,000 feet long.
Okay.
Did I say 200? Yeah,
you said 200.
Oh,
okay.
Jesus Christ. If it was 200 feet, it'd be like, yeah, we're leaving the station, and we're going around, and we're back to the station. Ooh. Oh, God. Yeah, it's somewhere around 2,000 feet long. It's about 120 feet tall, got 100-foot vertical loop, a barrel roll, a dive roll, a corkscrew, and 3 fucking glorious-looking bunny time hills, or airtime bunny hills. Bunny time. Oh, I am not doing tonight. Oh, I'm not doing good tonight. Fucking Big Brother side conversations. Shit. No, but in all seriousness, like when they first announced this ride, and they kind of came out with that video that was sort of, just kind of was like the rendering of the track. And I remember specifically, like, the thing in the design that stuck out the most to me was, like, right after the loop, it was like, Bunny Hills, parentheses, for airtime.
Yeah.
Hell yes. Because honestly, I think too few coasters nowadays kind of design their coasters with airtime in mind.
Yes, but what I find really interesting about Thunderbolt is that, like, with the airtime, this Thunderbolt was kind of designed as a tribute to the original Thunderbolt.
Just in terms of the airtime?
No, not just in terms of that. So, like, the whole ride has, like, classic tropes of Woodies.
Yeah, you are right about that. Yeah.
It's an out and back. It has one big drop. On the way back, it has a bunch of bunny hills. Like, it's really interesting. It's kind of like a modernist Woody. It's kind of interesting in that way.
Oh, frickin' Rocky Mountain, eat your heart out.
Yeah.
Oh, God. So, yeah, it starts with the 120-foot vertical lift hill. You've not been on a vertical lift hill, have you?
Oh, I have.
Oh, you have? Oh, goddamn, I'm jealous. How are they? Are they as terrifying as they look?
They're cool. They're really cool.
Uh-huh.
It's just going straight up. It's not really... I mean, at least I wasn't really, like, freaking out or anything.
To me, I guess it's, like... The thing that intimidates me about, like... I don't think I'd mind going straight up as much if it was on a different style design of car. But since it's only that 3-row design, it's like your car's very narrow. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, when I went on it, it wasn't a Eurofighter. I went on a coaster with two seats per row.
But so, yeah, that's the thing. It's like for me, it's like the smaller the coaster car, the more intense the experience is generally.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But so yeah, it's like it's kind of like we were talking about before the show about like with Ferris wheels and me. It's like there's just something about being in that like kind of compact space and just going straight up, and it's like, not to mention the thing with vertical lift hills, if that thing fails and you drop, that's going to be like a little bit harder to recover from than just straight up like a regular lift hill.
They have fail safes.
I know they have fail safes, but it's just fucking. It's just. I don't know. I always fear for a rollback on a lift hill or something like that.
I have always wanted a rollback.
Yes, I know, and that's the opposite of you and me, because quite frankly, I do not want to do something that the coaster designers did not design the coaster to do.
Yeah, they did.
Bullshit, the King Ka designers designed the King Ka to do a rollback.
Yeah, they did. That's why it only has one car.
But the rollback thing is just something that happens like every so often. I mean, if it was designed...
if there's not enough weight in the car, it rolls back, and because of that, they took precautions to make sure if it rolls back, it happens safely. So,
Sure.
to an extent, they designed it to roll back.
Okay, but I'm just saying they didn't design it with the right experience of rolling back.
Well, no, but it
Okay.
certainly is an experience that I want to experience.
Oh god, I do not know how you take the height of those things, because it's like with me, even something like Superman the Escape at Magic Mountain, it's like, no thank you. That thing's like, oh god, I believe like something like 350 foot tall, and even if it's like 5 seconds that you're up there, it's just the whole structure of the thing is so damn intimidating.
The thing with King
it's the same
Ka,
with Ka.
the thing with King Ka is that I don't remember the up.
That's what you said.
It launched and we were at the top, and it was fucking incredible coming down, even though I only got a view of a parking lot. But it's a really cool coaster. But we're getting off topic. Back to the Thunderbolt, with its past 92, 98 degree drop.
Oh yeah, it's insane. Yeah. Oh man.
Those are really cool drops too. I don't know if you've ever been on a coaster with that.
I think the closest drop that I've been to, well, I've been on a vertical velocity, and that technically goes vertical.
Yeah.
So I have gone vertical, but just not in that way.
Yeah.
The Superman ride at Discovery Kingdom has a drop that's pretty close to vertical, but I don't think it's completely vertical. So, but yeah, no, I haven't experienced a vertical drop. Like, the thing with V2 is that it's not even a drop. It's more of kind of like a flat ride element where it's like you shoot up and then you go backwards into the vertical section and go up there.
Yeah.
So, but then the ride goes into a 100-foot vertical loop, and 100-foot loop, that's an impressive size of a loop for a coaster of this kind of compact size, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because usually they'll design the loops to be like really small, like really compact. Also, another thing to note about this coaster is I believe it sets the record for the narrowest coaster of its length. So it spans a whole city block, but the whole thing is really compact because it's basically really thin. So I know, it's just like you said. I think that all has to do with the double and out design.
Yeah.
The barrel roll on this thing looks really interesting because it looks like it just has this really sharp twist to it. I don't know, it doesn't look like... Do you get the sense that it looks kind of funky looking, or is it just me?
It looks weird, but also, I mean, it's a custom coaster.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Yeah.
But to me, it looks less like a barrel roll and more like one of those weird, 75-degree inversions that doesn't go completely upside down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I really like those kind of inversions, by the way. My favorite inversion on a coaster is the fucking sideways loop on Ruler's Revenge. Oh my god, that thing's so fun. But, yeah, and then after the barrel roll, it goes into the dive loop. And then, yeah, let's talk about the bunny hills, because by all reports, those bunny hills just seem to be some of the most effective airtime we've gotten on a coaster in quite some time, by all the reports have indicated. Actually, I'm not sure what the airtime is like on the new Goliath, but I've heard that Rocky Mountain coasters in general, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, either you or people in the comments, but I've heard that Rocky Mountain coasters in general don't really have that much airtime, which is kind of a disappointment. And also, they don't really have the out-of-control feeling that a classic one. But this is not a Rocky Mountain coaster discussion, is it? Oh god, oh god. To be honest with you, I think the corkscrew in this ride feels a little out of place. Because it's just kind of like, it feels to me like it's like, to be honest with you, it kind of reminds me of a roller coaster tycoon design where it's like, oh shit, we gotta pad out the track length to the station. What do we add? Well, let's add a corkscrew in there. So we have every other kind of inversion. And also, this is really unfortunate, but apparently they added a trim brake to the bottom of the second bunny hill.
Oh, awful.
I know.
Oh, I understand why.
Why?
Probably because it's going faster than fuck when it hits those bunny hills.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it is. Oh, God. But still, it's kind of sad to see them put a trim brake on there, like, when the ride is just fresh.
Yeah.
It's like, give the ride a little while to be, like, completely insane before you move it. Oh, God. But, yeah, then one last little buddy hill, and you are at the station again. So that's the ride layout. Like I said, there's not really a whole lot to talk about, but let's talk about like kind of the mixed reaction this ride's gotten.
One thing to mention quick.
Yeah.
The original concept for the ride. I just found it today. I don't know if you've seen it.
I don't think I have.
The original ride was generally the same. It was out and back, very obviously inspired by like classic Woodies, but still like steel.
Sure.
But instead of a lift hill, it was going to have a rotating elevator tower.
Oh, wow.
Which sounded really interesting. And also the dive loop was backwards, where it went on top first and then went down under.
Oh, okay.
On the turnarounds.
Weird.
Yeah.
So, okay, I can picture that.
But it looked really, really cool. And then they kind of made it a little bit less cool by taking out the elevator.
Well, they were kind of like, oh shit, Eurofighters are popular right now. Let's do that.
Oh no, it was still the same ride system, still the same manufacturer.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, like, with the vertical lift hill, don't you think, like, maybe the popularity of Eurofighters right now might have influenced them to go with that?
I think it was money, honestly.
Oh, money. All right.
But still, like, that original concept is really cool. And I want to see a coaster like that.
I'm pretty sure they exist. Like that. I'm pretty sure elevator coasters exist.
Not like that, though. Not like that, though.
Yeah.
Like, it was, like, look up a video of it. It was like the track would attach to, like, this middle spire. And the car would go to the side of that spire, and it would go up, and towards the top, the spire would turn.
Oh, wow.
To face the rest of the track.
Huh.
To face the rest of the coaster, and then it would just go off. Straight down into the rest of the coaster.
I actually had an idea for a ride system like that, except the idea was that something like that, I was kind of toying around with the idea of doing that to kind of add a Tower of Terror style drop element onto a coaster.
Oh, that's already been done.
Oh, has it really?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking A. I thought it was like all original shit when I came up with it.
Both 13 and Verbolten have a system where like the code eventually enters a building. Okay. And then like a locks building closes, and then it just like drops the floor and then goes backwards.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Actually, one thing to mention about this coaster, by all intents and purposes, it looks like it's built directly over sand. Am I right?
No, look, it was on concrete.
I don't know about that.
Pretty sure it was on concrete.
The videos I've seen look like sand. I mean, unless the concrete just looks like sand. Let me see.
I'm gonna look this up now because I could be wrong too.
watching the video, it's cool because it's like every video I see of the Cyclone, it's like all I can think of is like, man, that looks like a shitty area. Because it's like, there's just like a bunch of apartment buildings and shit all around it, and that, like, if you're familiar with this channel, like, that's always a thing that bothers my OCD. Yeah. I don't know, dude. To me, from the looks of it in pictures, it looks very much like it's built over sand.
Wait, I'm still going up the lift hill. Almost there. We're about to crest. There we go. Okay. Okay. We're just cresting. And it's concrete. Oh, wait. Wait, what the fuck? You might be right.
See, I told you. Doesn't it look like sand?
Yeah, it does, but the pictures that I saw of them building it...
You know what it probably is? It's
they probably put
concrete,
sand
and then they put sand over the concrete.
Yeah.
It's still cool, though. It's still damn cool the way it looks. I mean, that's fucking... Like,
oh, yeah.
I really like that element of it, because it's like, I've never seen a coaster built on sand before.
Yeah.
So, just the way that it kind of blends in with the beach look. But yeah, like I said, like with the Cyclone, it's kind of built in a shitty area. But with this, it's just really nice to see the beach right there. Like, it's obviously built in a much nicer spot of the park.
And then on the other side, there's a...
oh, God.
There's a baseball stadium.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not as ugly as apartment buildings, at least.
Well, no, I'm saying that's good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, comparatively.
No, I mean, it's a really nice area.
Oh, okay. Okay, right on. Really quick, just the reviews of this thing. Everyone's saying the airtime's really good. People are saying it's really bumpy. Which kind of doesn't surprise me all that much, considering it's not like a top-tier coaster manufacturer. And honestly, the one video I've seen of it, which was on a YouTube channel by the name of Coaster Force, the guy in the back row, and I don't know if this is just the case with everyone, or if this was just a really cranky British man having a bad day, but he was just like, this ride is so bad. It's so bad. How can this ride be so awful when it's brand new? I apologize for any British people I just offended with my accent. But, I don't know, what do you think about that? That people are, like, getting off the ride and, like, loudly kind of bitching about it on some of the first POVs that hit YouTube. Kind of bad publicity, right?
Yeah, it is. But also, it takes a certain kind of asshole to get on a ride, get off the ride, and essentially say the ride ops, Jesus, that was a shitty ride.
He wasn't saying it to the ride ops. He was...
Well, he was exclaiming it in the
station. But he made the comment when... to be fair to him, he made the comment when he was on the brake run before the car pulled back into the station.
Okay.
Like, he wasn't talking directly to the rider. He was talking to a friend, I'm sure. And I've done that too. I mean, for fuck's sake, man. It's like I have a mind eraser in my park, and it's like 90% of the time I ride it, I'm just like, oh my god, that was so fucking bad. So, you know, but I don't know. I just think it's rather unfortunate that one of the first POVs to come out online contain that little thing. It's just like, I don't know. Like, you know what would be the worst thing? Is if this coaster just got such a bad reputation that they just closed it.
Yeah.
Like, Coney Island just puts all this money into it, and it ends up just riding really rough, and so they fucking close it. Oh my god. Actually, just a little bit of coaster news before we sign off. I heard that the speed ride in Las Vegas is closing after only, like, 7 years of operation. I think that's rather unfortunate, because I think it looks like one of the better coasters in Vegas, so that's sad. But, yeah, I don't know, I just don't want the Thunderbolt to have that same fate.
Yeah.
The fact that it's made by Zapparella, that who also manufactured a ride at my hometown Six Flags that was so bad that I literally didn't once see it running. That's also not a great sign.
Yeah.
But god damn it, those bunny hills look amazing. And like I said, it's like I feel like so many coasters now are just like we gotta have height, we gotta have speed, we gotta have inversions. It's like one of the funnest things about coasters is airtime, and not many people are designing coasters with airtime specifically in mind.
Well, not anymore. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right. So, final thoughts on the Thunderbolt. Oh, do you want to say anything about the Thunderbolt that was at your Six Flags?
Oh, the one in New England?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a Woody called Thunderbolt at Six Flags New England. It's actually it's a good Woody.
And actually,
it's small.
Did you say that they designed this sign to kind of look like that sign?
Well, they designed the sign. They designed the sign for the Thunderbolt at Coney Island to look like the sign for the Thunderbolt at the old Thunderbolt at Coney Island.
Oh, okay.
But the one in New England, if I remember correctly, let me look it up.
And speaking of which, I just think this thing just has a sexy ass look to it. I mean, just the straight red and white color scheme. It's just very aesthetically pleasing. I think it fits in, like, some people have been saying it doesn't fit in with Coney Island, and granted, I'm sure those people have probably actually been to the park, and I can't speak personally for it. But I think just, like, color scheme-wise, it very much fits with the theme. I'm not sure the surrounding area, but just kind of the theme and the vibe and the motif that they're going for. I think the coaster looks perfect.
Yeah. No, but the signs look very similar.
Okay.
And then in one of the POV videos that I watched, in the comments, someone was saying that the sign looks the same at Kennywood too, because there's apparently a Woody Kennywood called Thunderbolt.
Okay, fair enough.
So I guess people aren't good at designing signs.
Much like there's cyclones around the world and around the U.S.
Yep.
All right, so any final thoughts on the Thunderbolt before we sign off?
It looks okay.
Looks okay.
It doesn't look like game-changing or holy fucking shit, that was an amazing ride. I mean, it looks okay.
I think it's, like I said, I think it's cool to have this sort of modern coaster complement the Cyclone. But I don't know, we'll have to see. I think it'd be rather unfortunate if this thing closed within the span of a decade. That's all I have to say.
Especially if it was, like, it seems really obviously designed to be a tribute to the original Thunderbolt.
Exactly, yeah.
Which would be sadder as well, yeah.
So we'll just have to see how it goes. Hopefully, I'm rooting for this coaster's success because, god damn it, I love those bunny hills. That's really the only reason. All right, so that's another episode of Nuts and Bolts in the Can. Join us next time. I'm sure that when the Wizarding World of Harry Potter opens up in Orlando, and we finally get to be honest with you, AdvBlueDude, are you as shocked as I am that a POV for Gringotts hasn't leaked already, considering the previews?
Yeah, I'm very surprised.
It's like they're keeping that shit under wraps. It's like, what did they do? Just have everyone turn in their cell phones and cameras at the gate? It's like...
They did, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that'd still be hard to monitor everyone, but...
Yeah.
Because I had...
At least.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're just being really strict about making sure that people are recording on the ride. And also, remember, the ride's in 3D as well.
Yeah, I mean, that didn't
so it takes a bit more effort.
Really ride or anything like that, but...
That's not a coaster.
Sure, true. Yeah, well, we'll just have to see. I'm not even interested in the 3D parts. I'm just interested to see the how the physical sets interact. I just hope it's not like fucking Transformers.
Yeah.
Because I have just the... Like, I haven't gone on Transformers, and I know people in my family who really like that ride, so fair enough. But I will say what I say on probably every Nuts and Bolts video, just because it's worth repeating over and over and over again, ad nauseum, to sign out. I can't believe that Universal designed an attraction with giant robots in which there is not one single fucking animatronic.
Huh.
Fuck's sake, Universal, what are you thinking?
Oh no.
Alright, well, what is it? Something relevant?
Yeah, one of the two wooden coasters at Six Flags New England is closing.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Ironically, it's called the Cyclone.
Wow.
Oh, what the fuck? Wait a second.
What?
It might be converted.
Just like every other wooden coaster.
Yeah,
Well, have fun with that.
I might.
Well, I certainly can't wait to see how Iron Colossus turns out. So, yeah. All right. Well, this has gone on certainly far enough. So, yeah. See you guys later. Woohoo.
Bye, everybody.